Luka Doncic, just, your average, run-of-the-mill, casual, 45-point triple-double last night as Dallas beats the Warriors in the Bay, 143-133. The Mavericks are now 8-2 in their last 10 games, and Luka, Femi, plus 650 to win NBA Most Valuable Player. SGA of OKC, plus 260. Nikola Jokic, a minus price, minus 115. What do you make right now of NBA Most Valuable Player off of Luka's performance last night?
Yeah, it was a big-time performance from Luka Doncic. And one thing I have to remind myself even, I'm not just telling everybody else to remind themselves, but I have to remind myself, we're still in the very, very, infant stage of the NBA season. We're only about 20, 25 games in for most of these teams. So, there's an 82-game season. We're about at the quarter point in the NBA. And for that matter, we're actually going to get an ESPN Tim Bontemps straw poll for the MVP as well coming up a little bit later on this week. So, hey, it is the season, Nick. The Bontemps season. I saw him in Vegas at the NBA Cup semifinals Saturday night from far away.
Did you say something to him?
I did not. I would have had to shout. So, no, I did not say anything. I think my wife would have also divorced me on the spot, too, if I yelled, Tim Bontemps, release your straw poll. I don't think she wanted to hang out with somebody who says stuff like that in public. But based on how I look at this MVP market right now, Jokic definitely a justified favorite. He's been awesome. I will say, though, while they've won a couple of games here, the team success still is kind of a little bit shaky for the Denver Nuggets. They've been flirting around 500 for much of the season. A little bit of voter fatigue, and you can see how things can quickly turn despite Jokic being historic through these first 20-plus games. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who I saw Saturday night, was fantastic in the game. He was amazing, 30-plus points. The problem for Shai, and I think it's so unfair, but it's just a thing that we have to deal with. He's in Oklahoma City, and I'm not sure many people are looking at that and being like, hey, let's go ahead and reward the OKC guy and let's put Shai up on this pedestal. Everyone acknowledges he's a great player, first team All-NBA. You could have made the argument that he could have won last year despite Jokic being amazing, but it just feels like Shai is always seen as an afterthought versus Nikola Jokic or a Luka Doncic, who I think is a guy that you should be betting on right now to win this award. Luka, since the returning from the wrist injury, has been awesome. The Mavericks have been really good. They've been ripping off a bunch of wins. They're top 4 right now in the standings. They have a chance to maybe be a top 3 team in the Western Conference. And think about how they closed last year when they ended up making it all the way to the NBA Finals. Were really good in the month of March. They've carried that over into this season now that Luka is right. And we know this with Luka Doncic. It typically takes him about 4 or 5 weeks to kind of get in shape and get ready to roll for this NBA season. He's now at that point, and now he's having these big-time type of performances to which I think that we're going to see, let's say, a month from now, 2 months from now, to where Luka is now near Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's price of that 3-to-1 range. Not to say that Shai's going to come down, but I think that Luka should be in that group of Jokic number 1, and then on tier 2, it should be Shai and Luka. But right now, he's not even on tier 2. He's on tier 3, which means there's value to bet on Luka Doncic to win NBA MVP.
It's a Luka plus 650 right now to win NBA Most Valuable Player. Femi, let's, before we do Rookie of the Year, a moment of silence for all of our bets on Jared McCain.
I will remember you.
I like how I go a moment of silence, and Femi's response to that is to go, I don't understand. I also don't understand how here's Franz Wagner, here's Jared McCain, just significant injuries for both of them. For people that missed it, and obviously it sucks more for the young man himself and for the Sixers. Does it? Jared McCain, lateral meniscus tear in his left knee, out indefinitely, was the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. Now he's not. Stephon Castle of the San Antonio Spurs is the former UConn player. Castle plus 125, and we go on from there. Femi, how are we betting Rookie of the Year right now with Jared McCain's injury?
So there's 2 guys that I'm interested in for Rookie of the Year. The first one, it's not as fun, but he is the favorite, Stephon Castle. I know, Nick, you've been big on Stephon Castle. We've talked about him, off the air. You like his game a lot. Everybody loves Stephon Castle's game. He's amazing. He's an outstanding defensive player, and you see the offensive upside as well. And, it dates back to his time at UConn when he was on those national title-winning teams. People around NBA circles and all the podcasters that talk about this league and are, grinding the NBA on, a random Tuesday, Wednesday night when we might not be watching stuff, they all love Stephon Castle. And I think, his lead for this award, my opinion, is bigger than what the market thinks right now. Like, I think that Stephon Castle is more than 50% to win this award. If Jared McCain is going to miss significant time, which we are led to believe, like, how is Stephon Castle less than 50% to win Rookie of the Year? And what's helping him is that he's playing on a team that people watch. Everybody likes to see Victor Wembanyama. Stephon Castle, he can't hide. Not saying that the Spurs are like the Lakers in terms of high-profile teams, but like people are going to be watching this team, and his performances are being impactful, and they're impacting winning because he's getting it done on defense, which rookies tend to not do. There's usually offensive performances, and maybe the defense is a little bit lacking because they're getting used to transitioning from high school or college, then coming to the NBA. So Castle, I think, is a guy that you should be betting right now, even at the plus 125 price. Another guy, like, I can't quit Risa Shea. Now, I would only bet it small. I wouldn't get too crazy with this one because the team is just too loaded, which is weird to say about the Hawks, but they have so many guys in the rotation. He's not getting the consistent play time of your typical number one overall pick. So if they maybe trade somebody, I know the Hawks have been talked about as like a potential trade team, if it's Trae Young or whoever, they have a bunch of pieces, all those wing guys. If they trade somebody, maybe that's the entry point to bet Zachary Risa Shea, the first overall pick. But right now, I'll just bet it a little bit small because it's 11-1, a lot of season left, number one overall pick. I still think there's upside for him to like get onto that tier 2 for this conversation. But right now, Castle's the main guy. If you want a little bit of like a side piece sort of situation, go with Risa Shea at 11-1.
I think lots of people would like a side piece situation.
Maybe people on this crew.
No, I don't know about that. You know, people on this crew I think are very good. You know. Faithful members of their relationship. I'll speak for myself. So just to slam this one home, Luka plus 650, and just so everyone knows, Femi said it, not me. Luka plus 650, Castle plus 125. The bets for right now, and then maybe a little on Risa Shea.
That is correct. Yeah, it's a little dab of Risa Shea for Rookie of the Year.
You should have just yelled at Tim Bontemps.
My wife
should have been like, "Yo, Bontemps." Yeah. Well,
he was sitting next to like Woj and Tim McMahon. They had the whole crew out there. Like, Bontemps!
Yeah, what the cool kids table.